Specflow is an automated testing tool, which is a better alternative to Postman. They basically visualize user journeys like from register, login, log out. You can decide to do login, view order, checkout, like those basic flows you do with Postman. But the Specflow helps to um, really reduce the manual chaining of flows together, and it's just create a better interface like drag and drop. So I'll log in now to show you the interface that's been built. So basically you can upload an API spec. So open API specs can be either in JSON or YAML. So it supports both formats. So it passes it and basically gets all the endpoints and displays them for you in a very user-friendly manner. So you'll see it now. So the thing gets 10 posts, 5 puts. So and then look at the end, all the endpoints here. You can also filter by get posts, and you can also filter by name, which is register. It comes out, login comes out too. So you can also do something really cool, which is create user flows manually. So there's a validation because usually before anybody enters your app, it has to be either registered or logged in. So there's a validation for that here, right here. So you will have to either log in, select a login endpoint first. See, it has created it, so it has now accepted it, and then can now select any other um, endpoint you want to use to create the flow. So let's call this test flow, and you see it will be able to create created the flow right here, which is, and if you click on it now, you see instead of what Postman does, you have to like go through multiple endpoints to even create a flow. But you can say I just created the flow automatically here. So you see you have the login here, and you can see the response. This is a response format, and you can also um um put mock data in it that you write in Postman, but this one is like automatic. It's the get. So it has request parameters. I can also generate mock data for and see the response. And you can also see the same with this. And you can also basically just move it around this. You can also add steps. Let's say you added one before, you want to add another one. You can basically see add it right here. While in Postman, you just have to really go back and forth in the UI, which is kind of tasking. So you can also remove it. And you can also link data. So you can link basically the response access to whatever is needed in the params or whatever here. So let me use this. So let's say you get a course. Let's say you get the course response.id, which is the course ID, to now pass it into the params.id, which is right here. So basically, I just changed what you would do manually in Postman right here. You can see it's verified in the schema. So based on whatever you're using the response or the request, that will be different. So yeah. There's also a journey runner. So you put the base URL you used to make the request here. And this one is for, let's say you want to send the request to your running backend, you have to use ngrok. So I need the backend from the developer should be familiar with ngrok, and then this shows the system status, the running status. So I'll go back to one of my working specs, which is right here, this one, and show you how it runs. So I also forgot you can also generate with AI. So generating with AI basically automates what we did to select a flow manually, and it creates these flows. You can see the ones it created manually here. So they are taglines for manual AI generated or not. It's either manual AI generated. So let me go inside here now. See? is the AI generated flow. You see the data links here, linking the basically the restaurant ID to this ID here. So if you go here now, you can see. Let me get my right here. Show you how it runs. So let me show you the runner. Let me make a call. Show you how it runs. So if I do this now, executing. So the log you can see the login is executed, going with 200, and then it's errored out. So there are some errors. It also shows errors if any part of the flow fails. So if you see it, I got a response here. You can see the history. I also got a response from this. See the number of milliseconds it took. This is the last request. So this is basically what Specflow does. Is an easier way to use instead of easier automated kind of way different from Postman. So yeah.